Imagine the scene, a sea of millions jumping in perfect unison under the scorching heat of the tropical sun. In the center of it all, standing atop a massive truck known as a trio electrico, is a woman with enough energy to power a whole city. We all know her, we all love her, and we've all danced to her hits at least once in our lives. But what if I told you that the superstar you see on stage is only half of the story? Brace yourselves, because we are about to pull back the curtain on a shocking revelation. Ivete Sangalo, the beloved Viveda, isn't just a singer. She's a billionaire powerhouse hiding in plain sight. She's the absolute definition of a total boss. While most artists are happy just topping the charts, Ivete has been quietly building a massive financial empire that spans way beyond the world of music. Did you ever wonder how one woman can dominate the carnival, own the TV screens during prime time, and still command corporate boardrooms with the same effortless grace? It sounds like a superhero plot, but it's just another Tuesday for the woman who built the Ivete empire. It's a true story of grit and glamour. We are looking at the incredible 30-year journey from being the lead singer of a popular band to becoming the undisputed CEO of a multi-million-dollar entertainment conglomerate. She didn't just climb the ladder, she built her own skyscraper. How did she do it? Well, it wasn't overnight. This transition from a performer to a high-level executive is a master class in business strategy. The way she transitioned her brand from a local sensation into a corporate juggernaut is legendary. She's no longer just an artist working for a label. She is the label, the brand, and the boss. Speaking of being the boss, let's get into the juicy part, the money. How much is Ivete Sangalo actually worth? Let's break down the actual financial receipts. We aren't just talking about concert tickets and record sales. This is generational wealth we're talking about. Hints of her true wealth are scattered across her massive real estate holdings and secret investments that the public rarely talks about. Rumor has it that her portfolio includes some of the most expensive square footage in the country, but that's just the beginning. There are whispers of high-value properties and strategic investments hidden away in Florida. She's playing the long game, investing in assets that keep growing while we're all distracted by her latest summer anthem. You might think her powerful, raspy voice is her biggest asset, right? Well, think again. Her voice is iconic, but wait until you hear what she owns behind the scenes. It's a network of businesses that would make a venture capitalist blush. Ivete understood early on that talent is a great start, but ownership is where the real power lies. She's turned her queen status into a literal gold mine by diversifying into everything from logistics to fashion. She's literally playing in a different league. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. Now, are we looking at the Brazilian version of Beyonce, or perhaps a Latin American Oprah? When you look at the sheer scale of her influence and her ability to turn any project into a massive success, the comparisons are impossible to ignore. Like those global icons, Ivete has mastered the art of the Midas touch. Whether it's a new TV show, a brand of sandals, or a multi-city tour, she's managed to keep her charisma intact while making some of the coldest, most calculated business moves in the industry. The story of how a girl from the countryside became the owner of an empire is just getting started, and you won't believe the secrets we've uncovered about how she maintains her iron fist in the boardroom while keeping that famous smile on her face. Ivete is simply unstoppable. To truly grasp the magnitude of the Ivete empire, we need to take a quick trip back to where it all began. Long before the private jets and the sold-out stadiums, Ivete was just a young girl in Juazeiro, Bahia, with a dream and a serious work ethic. You see, she wasn't born into a dynasty, she built one from the ground up. Many fans don't realize that she learned the value of hard work early on by selling lunchboxes. Yes, actual lunchboxes, to help support her family. Can you imagine the future queen of Brazil walking the streets, making sales, and managing tight margins as a teenager? That early experience in the hustle of everyday life was her unofficial MBA. It taught her how to connect with people from all walks of life, a skill that would later become her most valuable currency. When she finally burst onto the scene as the lead singer of Banda Eva in the early 90s, it was like a lightning bolt hit the Brazilian music industry. Her energy was infectious, but as the band's popularity exploded, Ivete started to notice something. While she was the one pouring her soul out on stage, the biggest checks were often held by the people behind the scenes. She was the face of the brand, but she didn't own the brand herself. That realization was a turning point. She knew she was bigger than the group, and she knew she had the vision to lead her own ship, so she did something that many at the time thought was career suicide. At the absolute peak of Banda Eva's success, she decided to walk away. She took a massive risk and made the solo pivot, but here's the kicker. She didn't just change her stage name. She negotiated her way into total creative and financial control. This wasn't just about singing solo, it was about becoming the boss of her own destiny. She founded Yesi Music Entertainment, her very own management company. Think about that for a second. By cutting out the middleman, Ivete ensured that every tour, every single album, and every licensing deal went through her own office. No more managers taking a massive cut of her hard-earned money. She became the gatekeeper of her own talent, and that is exactly where the real wealth started to snowball. But Ivete didn't stop at music. She's a branding genius who understands that her image is a high-value commodity. Have you noticed how she seems to be everywhere? Whether you're walking through a mall or watching primetime TV, her face is there. She has signed massive multi-year deals with global giants like Avon, Grendene, and even major banking institutions. When she partners with a brand, it's not just a simple endorsement, it's a strategic alliance. Rumors in the industry suggest her fee for a single social media post can reach staggering amounts that would make your head spin. Why? Because of the infamous Ivete effect. When she puts her name on a product, it doesn't just sell. It flies off the shelves immediately. Brands are desperate for that Midas touch because they know her audience doesn't just admire her, they trust her completely. And where is all that capital going? While she's notoriously private about her personal life, the details of her hidden assets are the stuff of legend. Have you heard about her massive apartment in Salvador's most expensive building? We're talking about ultra-luxury living in the Wildberger mansion, with views of the ocean that look like a dream, but her portfolio doesn't stop at the border. There are ongoing whispers about her secret property investments in Florida, in areas where the global elite safeguard their wealth. She's not just buying vacation homes, she's building a global real estate empire that provides a massive safety net for her family. It's this combination of natural charisma and cold business logic that makes her so unstoppable. She's the girl next door on camera, but in the boardroom, absolute steel. What do her business rivals say about her iron fist in negotiations? Wait until you hear the truth. The iron fist we mentioned earlier isn't just about winning an argument in a boardroom. It's about building a standard of excellence that very few can match. If you scroll through social media today, you'll see a total frenzy regarding her boss lifestyle. It's one thing to see her singing at the top of a trio electrico, but it's another thing entirely to see her boarding her own private jet, looking flawless, ready to fly across the country for a quick corporate meeting. Fans are obsessed with how she manages a staff of hundreds. Imagine being the person responsible for Ivete Sangalo's schedule. Coordinating tours and television appearances is a massive task, yet she handles it with a level of grace that makes it look easy. You've probably seen the memes. Folks joking that Ivete doesn't just live in Brazil, she literally owns the country. There is a genuine public fascination with her work-life balance. How does she manage to be the most famous woman in South America, run a massive conglomerate, and still find time to be a present mother? It's a question that keeps her fans typing away late into the night. Some call her a superhero, while others are just taking notes on how to be a total girl boss. But the internet doesn't just talk about her past, it's obsessed with what's coming next. Inside rumors are swirling right now. Some industry insiders whisper that Ivete is looking to pivot into something unexpected, a tech startup. Can you imagine Ivete launching a digital platform? Given her track record, it would probably hit a huge valuation in its first year. Others say she's preparing for a global venture that would take her brand far beyond Brazil. She's already a queen at home, but the rumor mill suggests she's got her sights set on a much larger map. She never stays comfortable for long. And of course, we can't talk about Ivete's wealth without mentioning the constant rivalry talk. Everyone wants to know how her business savvy stacks up against other Brazilian powerhouses, specifically Anitta. While Anitta is seen as the face of global expansion, Ivete represents the established, unshakable empire. Fans constantly debate who is actually richer. Is it the girl from Rio who conquered the charts in multiple languages? Or is it the queen of Bahia who has been stacking assets for 30 years? While numbers are secrets, one thing is clear. Ivete has a type of old money stability in the market that is nearly impossible impossible to topple. She doesn't just chase trends, she is the trend. Looking ahead, what does the future hold for this dynasty? Will Ivete ever truly retire? Honestly, it's hard to imagine her sitting still. Most believe she isn't just working for herself anymore. She's building a legacy for her family. Her son Marcelo is already showing signs that he's ready to step into those large shoes. Whether he's playing percussion on stage with his mom or learning the ropes of the business, it's clear that the Ivete empire is being prepped for the next generation. We might be witnessing the birth of a family dynasty that will dominate the industry for decades. So what is the secret sauce? Why does she stay relevant while so many others fade away? It's not just talent. It's the fact that she is the most calculated business mind the industry has ever seen. Every smile is authentic, but every contract is scrutinized. She knows how to be the person everyone wants to have a beer with, while being the CEO that no one wants to cross. Now we want to hear from you. Would you trust Ivete to run your company? Do you think Marcelo is ready to take the throne, or is Ivete going to stay the boss forever? Drop a comment below and tell us if you think she's the ultimate girl boss. Subscribe for more deep dives into the secret empires of the biggest stars in the world today. Thanks.